Hello everyone, I'm VERRUNESH VARRMA here. So today I will explain about my topic, which is RoHS compliance plastics. So let's get into the topic. So what does RoHS compliance plastic mean? So as you all know, we can see a lot of products in our daily life, such as electrical and electronic equipment, which has this RoHS symbol. Actually, this RoHS stands for Restriction of Hazardous Substances. This is implemented by the European Union regulation, which is actually aims to limit the use of hazardous compounds which are frequently found in our daily lives in electrical and electronic equipments. So why we need these arrows research why we need this restriction? Because the restriction on dangerous substance is important, otherwise it will bring more negative important on society's health and nature. Next I will talk about the statistics about plastic side effects. So there are few side effects caused by this plastic usage towards human beings and also the nature. Firstly, between 40,000 to 1 million individuals every year passed away from diseases linked to plastic use or improper waste management, which is a lot of individuals that that is actually affected by this plastic usage. Secondly, there are more than 1 million marine birds and other animals perish each year as a result of plastic pollution. So every minute, a garbage truck filled with plastic is dumped into the ocean. And according to a Natural Geographic plastic pollution investigation, there are approximately 38 billion pieces of plastic waste is covered in the islands. So in our country, Malaysia also have this problem, which is the plastic waste is covered in the few islands in our countries like Pulau Langkawi uh, and so on. Don't worry, I will explain further about the side effects in the upcoming slides. So, firstly, what are the diseases that link to the plastic use or improper waste management? So, firstly, we can see that there is impairment of the nervous system, such as headache and dizziness, caused by this improper waste management and the usage of plastic. So, there is it can also cause leukemia cancer. It can also cause reproductive and developmental problems, which can risk the infertility, miscarriage, and birth defects. So these are the diseases that is caused by the plastic usage, and we all should know that we should reduce the usage of plastic in order to avoid these diseases. As you can see, this is the garbage truck filled with plastic, which actually dumped into the ocean. So this action actually can cause a lot of marine lives, and eventually it will pollute the water in the river and even in the ocean. Next, the the dump in the ocean the dump of plastic in the ocean can also cause death of marine birds and other animals. As you can see in the picture there, the body of the birds, which is filled with plastics, which actually is caused by the human beings who are dumping the plastic into the ocean. So next is the picture of the islands which are actually covered by the plastic waste. Next. Now I'll talk about the harmful plastic types. There are three types actually. PVC, we have heard of this PVC, polyvinyl chloride, in our daily lives because most of our applications in our lives uses this PVC. Next is biphenol, BPA, which is used in the plastic bottles and so on. Next is the 2-per and polyfluoroalkyl (PFAS), which is used in raincoats, non-stick cookware, microwave, and so on. So now I'll further explain about why this PVC is causing a lot of plastic side effects. So this is actually a harmful plastic that can enter the body through uh, that can enter the body very easily through inhalation, physical contact with the PVC containing product, or by swallowing food or drink that has been distorted in it. Because mostly this PVC is used in piping systems, so which carries the water. So let's say if we want to consume the water from the pipe, we have to treat the water before we consuming it. This will avoid us from getting diseases because this dioxin is released, which actually may lead to internal secretion. Next is the biphenol BPA. This is actually well known for causing hormone problems in custom plastic products. So, due to the usage of this biphenol in baby bottles and children sippy cups, this can cause a great deal of health issues in youngsters. So, actually, the FDA, which is the Federal Food and Drug Administration, outlawed this biphenol A in 2012, but eventually it is actually utilized in the production of many plastic component types uh, in our daily lives currently. Next is the 2-per and polyfluoroalkyl. So this, the European Chemical Agency has recognized the chemical compound as harmful towards the environment. So these chemicals actually have negative effects on the human kidneys, uh, lives, development, and immunity. Next, I will talk about the recommendations for sustainability and hazardous free plastic. There are few quotes here which we have to take into account, such as break free from plastic. Let's go plastic free. So these are the recommendations for sustainability. Uh, there are altogether 7 recommendations. So I will explain one by one in this slide. So first and foremost, the development of waste management plans that address the collection, treatment, and disposal of plastic garbage. So the waste management should be done properly so that it can reduce the effects of plastics on human beings. So we actually need to monitor and control the disposal, burning, and dumping of plastic trash. Next is we actually only need lubricants and materials approved by the government and environmental organizations and should be used by businesses. So next is the encouraging. We should also encourage the younger generation to recycle, to create environmentally friendly products, and also healthy to create healthy and world free of plastic pollution. The production of dangerous and poisonous items also should be permanently prohibited. So, in working in accordance with the norms and recommendations supplied by REACH, the FDA, and environmental regulatory agencies. Next, we should also monitor the materials that are being used in the factories that making plastic products. So, as you can see in the picture, in the second picture, there are three containers: paper, plastic, and metals. The container that contains the plastic have the symbol of recycling. So we should recycle the plastic in order to reduce the usage of plastics in our daily lives. Next. Next, I will explain about the restriction on dangerous substance. Why we need this restriction? The arose in our daily lives. Why? Because the land contamination, which is caused by the plastic garbage, takes 1,000 years to disintegrate on our Earth's surface. So this actually can affect our human lives because 1,000 years to disintegrate, which means that it can cause a lot of human lives within the years. So next, when the hazardous chemicals leak out from the plastics, the water in the oceans, lakes, and rivers, and even in the groundwater becomes contaminated. So this can cause diseases for humans who are actually consuming the water. So next, the millions of creatures which are killed each year by toxic compounds found in plastic when marine animals unwittingly consume them. So it not only affects the human beings, it's also causing the marine animals. It's also affecting marine animals which are consuming them. Now I will explain about the how this RoHS testing equipment works, which actually can help us to determine what are the hazardous substances uh, in these products. So this is the equipment here, RoHS testing equipment. So it is actually connected to a computer, which we can which we can actually go through how many how much hazardous substances contains in the product. So these are the measurements that will be released in the computer. So the main hazardous substances that will be measured is mercury. So the mercury should be less than 1,000 ppm. The equivalent chromium should be less than 1,000 ppm. So the cadmium less than 100 ppm, the lead less than 1,000 ppm. So the polybrominated biphenyls also should be less than 1,000 ppm. So the polybrominated diphenyl ethers also less than 1,000 ppm. So we can also have other elements like chlorine, sulfur, and barium, uh, which are actually restricted, which are considered as restricted substances that should be reduced in the production. So this is the uh, system. This is the gold chip in the system for initialize the device. This is actually the sample package containing the EU calibration certificate, which actually used for equipment self-checking. So as I mentioned earlier, this RoHS testing equipment actually comes with the monitor or with a computer, because we can actually uh, see the results of the testing. So that's all from this RoHS testing equipment. These are the references used to collect the informations from my presentations. So that's all from me. Thank you so much for listening.